again, we did DFC, we went like, we will solve this. These three fellows couldn't do it, we will do it. Let's do DFC things when Chai is not there. Because, see, opinions and everything are great, but we wanted to figure it out on our own. But he used to be like, don't do this. I'm telling you, we have tried this doesn't work. And we were like, what do you know? You are different, we are different, and all that. And again, we came to the same conclusion.
For me personally, it was really difficult when I came from the institute, and I was given a lot of examples that how kids are doing so many different stuff. Because I was given 6th standard, so it was like secondary classroom. So I struggled a lot with, like all of us has struggled a lot with me with the team, regarding the fact that academics versus all the structures that we set as school team. मेरे बच्चे मेरे हैं अभी सारे बच्चे मेरे नहीं हैं, that all my kids are not mine. It's just 40 kids I am asked to handle, and my first priority was to first handle these 40 kids and then I'll see to everybody else. So that phase of transitioning was very difficult, and I don't think so that it would be very easy in absence of a school team who will push you. So it's never like your kid or my kid, is our kid now.
Aww.
So I remember Ankita and Chaitanya in all these school team meetings going like, we really need to do something on a school level. We need to engage the non-TFI teachers. And I used to go like, you are in your 2nd year, that's why you're talking like this. Let me have my 1st year with my kids, then we'll see to it. I really want to actually today thank both of you that you told us that this is required. You never pushed that this has to be done.
So I think why we moved from a classroom level to a school level and not just Teach for India kids, the whole school, not just English medium but even Gujarati medium, was because we wanted to have sustainability in whatever we were doing.
So in our school, the thing that works for us is everything we do has a reason to be in our school. It could be school painting, it could be DFC, it could be sports day, it could be annual day. ये checklist नहीं है, like we have a reason for it and we've seen outcomes for it also. So that amount of relevance is what is holding us together.
Every day after school, we come and sit in staff room and have a chat. Like sometimes chat goes for 1 hour also. Then our informal meetings, like going for dinner, going with the pee, every day. It's not like always talking about classroom, always about school. Also apart from that, about yourself, how you are feeling.
Informal bike rides. Bike rides. Oh my god, like talk. If we will keep a school team meeting, I'll raise this issue. No, if you're feeling in a particular way, just share it.
We are first time teachers, and when we were introduced to a classroom, there was already a lot of challenges we were facing. Like you were facing your challenges in primary classroom, and I was facing a challenge in a secondary classroom. I was actually thinking that my problems, my challenges were being unheard. After the committee meeting, we went out for that CCD. We still remember the place, and we had a very rough conversation there. But it was not very solution oriented. Even that time it was not very solution oriented. And now also if I look at that, I didn't see anything fruitful or productive that was coming out. It was more of a downpour. That I wanted to say something, you wanted to say something, but everything needs to be there on the table. Now that time we were sharing things for 3 months, in 2 hours. It was a lot of volcanic eruptions going on. But the only good thing which happened that day was we were able to come to one single page, that from there we can start something new. Not everything is being discussed in the group, of course, but there are so many challenges we face, and we come out of that thing, we take a step back and share this equal space here.
You are responsible for your own thing. Do that. There is a time frame given to you. Do that. Make it happen. Obviously, work together. That's why you're a team. You have to work together. But it's really important to give away or just delegate work according to your interests as well, so that you see a relevance in the things you're doing. Like we had to do this annual day, so it was just like, because Shan is so academically oriented, he likes to be an orator and speak and everything. With the anchoring, everybody knew anchoring is gonna go there.
Chaitanya was going for 40 minutes, but then he pushed it down for 20 minutes. So we were actually respecting the time zones that I am working on this, so I can push a little bit it for them, that because school team is important, because our work is important, So I guess all of us have this in us that we give respect to each other's work. That's an important point.
So one of the value I feel we have as a school team is equality.
A lot of schools have this thing that one fellow coming out and doing this thing, and it's driven by that. It's never like at Manjot did it or Chaitanya did it. It was always all our events were Brighton did it, Brighton school team did it.
I would say right from food to resources to ideas when you desperately need them to extending that sharing element to the non-TFI teachers. So I would really want to remind you both of how this Gujarati teacher, Razia ma'am, she went ahead and made leveled reading comprehension in Gujarati. So that value of like empowering others by just sharing whatever you know.
The moment you enter that school, no, all your headache, your anger, everything is just gone off in that filter. You enter that place, you have this smile on your face. There's this nice kids running around towards you. Hi-fi hota hai. You get a lot of love when you enter. Like that's why that Brighton school team say Brighton family wala word we use. No, I like that. I mean, for a girl who's in a 4-boy team, you know, that awkwardness, not able to relate to somebody, our deep conversations and all. But you showed me what the value of grit is, decisiveness, to take a stand on something that matters to you. Each one teach some. Like there's something I really like admire about you.
So that one thing I really adore about you, that you, whatever it is, these days are going haywire. You're like, I have to go to my kickboxing. What are you talking about? I have to do my yoga. Now I also have a habit which is very essential. We just kind of feel like we will do this for the kids. We will do this. But what about yourself? Like self-care is something she has, you know, told me how to get into it. And more like self-awareness, because that's when I could see a drastic change of how I used to behave when I had a lot of stuff in my head and how I used to behave when I actually did what I wanted to do.
Call him Chai Bro basically. When we entered initially, a lot of things revolved around relevance for him. Like he used to keep mentioning why are you doing this? What is it going to bring you? Like what are you going to get out of it? So that is something now I consciously think about. This kid, just because he's not in a TFI classroom, why doesn't he get the opportunity to join the drama team? Why can't he do something similar? So that I think in our team, he's the one who's more driven towards equality and he drives us towards it.
She has shown that much amount of passion that right from dancing, it was like only dancing was allotted to Shruti for annual function. But she was the one on grounds making all singing, dancing, drama, everything to be done perfectly on time. Whenever I have conversations with Shruti, it's regarding that only. That was the thing we missed out. So ultimately, that's why most of our events are successful, because all our points are covered properly.
I would say one thing about Shan is he's a perfectionist. Like whenever we want to start something in his school, the most disinterested person is him only. But at last, when the thing is done, the most of the perfection in that event comes from Shan only.
One of the highlights was Sports Day. That was the first ever event that we tried to pull off, you know.
So it only could happen because we had a lot of learnings. And again, talking about outcomes, I'm really proud of how our kids behaved when we had to manage the crowd, when there is a little delay in some performance, there is somebody, a kid who's lost. I mean, obviously they were being mischievous, like annual day, they were excited. But they helped us hold the crowd, they helped us manage all the performances. So outcome-wise, it was really nice of all the kids to just come out and show their values out in the open in front of their community. So I think that sent across a really strong message and I'm really proud of it.
School painting. The school painting was our first attempt at doing things together after DFC. Okay, like it's a sense of doing something on a school level, like kya hona chahiye. Building as a learning aid also, like it was not just some random paintings also, it was like each floor has a relevance, like kindergarten ke liye this drawing was there.
But because of these two and the predecessors, we could get this chance of understanding how we should move out of the classroom, also move out of the school to the community and think of more need-based solutions which are going to be there. All those structures which are not limited to morning meetings are going to be there even if there is a fellow, another fellow, whatever. every non-TFI teacher, even the kids, the parents, they realize the relevance of it. They realize that they need it, they need the solution, they need the structure. So building that kind of sustainability.
I see it like a relay race. Like your predecessor runs a certain distance and they give it to you, and then you take the baton, you go run further, and then you continue on it. So basically, your foundation, you're not competing with your predecessor, you're building on a predecessor.
What if we can consciously make an effort to leave solutions which are going to be sustainable, which are going to help the community in a very contextualized way also. Like if I get a very good structure from my predecessor and I know it is applicable, but maybe it's losing its touch. So I don't have to lay the groundwork again, just contextualize it, tweak it a little and then reuse it again. So that sustainability element is something we are moving towards. I can see the difference in my 1 year, so I'm really hopeful about the second year and how it is going to play in the time to come.